Eric Dane's ALS battle has reached a point that few people ever imagined when he first shared his diagnosis, and the latest update coming from someone incredibly close to him has made the situation feel even more real, more painful, and more urgent. This is not just another celebrity health scare that briefly dominates headlines and then fades away. This is the slow, relentless unraveling of a life that millions of people have followed for decades, and the emotional weight of it is now impossible to ignore. Eric Dane, forever remembered by fans as the confident, charming, and unforgettable Dr. Mark McSteamy, revealed in April 2025 that he had been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, widely known as ALS. At the time, his announcement struck many as surprisingly calm. He spoke with grace and composure, expressing gratitude for his career, for his family, and for the support system around him. He talked about continuing to work, about staying engaged with life, and about wanting privacy for his loved ones during what he knew would be an incredibly difficult journey. Many fans believed that with his resources, access to top medical care, and strong personal determination, Eric might be able to slow the disease, or at least maintain a sense of normalcy for a long time. There was hope in the way he spoke, and that hope spread to everyone listening. But ALS does not follow optimism. ALS does not respond to determination, fame, or success. ALS does not pause because someone still has dreams left to fulfill. ALS is one of the most unforgiving neurological diseases known. It attacks the motor neurons that control voluntary muscle movement, the basic actions that allow people to live independently. As these neurons die, the muscles they control weaken, shrink, and eventually stop responding altogether. Over time, individuals with ALS lose the ability to walk, to use their hands, to speak clearly, to swallow, and eventually to breathe on their own. In many cases, the mind remains sharp and fully aware, which makes the disease especially cruel. The person is still present, still thinking, still feeling, still loving, while their body slowly shuts down. In Eric Dane's case, the progression has been faster and more aggressive than many expected, and that reality has been devastating for those closest to him. According to the most recent update shared by Patrick Dempsey, Eric's condition has advanced to the point where normal daily activities are now extremely difficult. Patrick Dempsey, who worked closely with Eric for years and developed a genuine friendship with him off-screen, spoke candidly about how painful it has been to witness this progression. He shared that he remains in contact with Eric, checking in through messages and updates, staying connected as much as possible. But he also acknowledged something heartbreaking. Eric's physical decline has made it nearly impossible for him to participate in new acting projects. That update hit fans particularly hard because Patrick Dempsey had hoped to reunite with Eric professionally. There had been conversations, interest, and real excitement about the possibility of seeing the two together again. For longtime fans, the idea of a reunion symbolized comfort, nostalgia, and a sense of continuity. It represented a reminder of better times, both on-screen and in life. But the reality of ALS shattered that possibility. Patrick Dempsey openly acknowledged that Eric's health simply would not allow it. There was no dramatic explanation, no false hope offered, just honesty. And sometimes, honesty hurts the most. What makes this revelation so devastating is not just the loss of future roles or appearances, but what it represents on a deeper level. Acting was not just a job for Eric Dane. It was a core part of his identity. It was his creative outlet, his connection to the world, and the way he expressed himself. Losing that part of his life is not just a professional setback. It is a deeply personal loss layered on top of an already overwhelming diagnosis. Behind the scenes, Eric Dane's daily life has changed in ways that are difficult to fully comprehend. He now requires constant medical support and assistance. His mobility has been severely affected, particularly on one side of his body. Simple tasks that once required no thought now demand careful planning, patience, and help from others. Even speaking has become more challenging, something especially painful for an actor whose voice, expression, and presence were once his greatest strengths. Despite all of this, those close to Eric say that he remains mentally sharp and emotionally present. He's fully aware of what is happening to him, fully engaged with the people he loves, and deeply conscious of the time he has. That awareness is both a strength and a burden. ALS does not take away a person's thoughts or emotions. It forces them to witness their own decline in real time. Patrick Dempsey described Eric as courageous, not in a dramatic or cinematic way of the word. Courage in this context means waking up each day knowing things will likely get harder, not easier. It means facing physical losses while holding on to emotional strength. It means continuing to show love to family, to stay connected to friends, and to face the future honestly, even when that future feels frightening and uncertain. Eric Dane is also a father, and this may be the most heartbreaking part of his story. He has 2 daughters, Billy and Georgia, who are still young. Friends have shared that Eric's greatest concern has always been his children. Being present for them, guiding them, and protecting them emotionally has been at the center of everything he does. ALS does not just affect the person diagnosed, it reshapes the entire family. Watching a parent slowly lose physical independence is deeply traumatic, especially for children. Eric has reportedly worked incredibly hard to maintain as much normalcy as possible for his daughters, prioritizing emotional connection even as physical limitations increase. That effort takes an immense toll. It is exhausting, painful, and profoundly human. Public reaction to Patrick Dempsey's update was immediate and intense. Fans across the world expressed shock, sadness, and heartbreak. Many admitted they hadn't fully understood how severe ALS could be until now. Others shared deeply personal stories of loved ones who battled the disease, saying that Eric Dane's openness helped them feel less alone and more understood. Celebrities, former co-stars, and industry peers also spoke out, praising Eric for his honesty and resilience. There has been a noticeable shift in public conversation about ALS, with more attention being paid to research funding, patient care, and the urgent need for medical breakthroughs. In that sense, Eric Dane has already made an impact far beyond entertainment.
One of the most emotional moments in recent months came when Eric was scheduled to be honored for his advocacy work related to ALS awareness. He was meant to attend in person, to stand before a room full of supporters and share his journey. But as his condition worsened, it became clear that attending was no longer physically possible. The announcement that he would miss the event was devastating. It symbolized how quickly ALS can take away not just physical abilities, but opportunities for connection and presence. The honor was still awarded, and many described the moment as somber and powerful. Eric's absence spoke louder than any speech ever could. Even as his public appearances become fewer, Eric Dane has not retreated into silence. When he can, he continues to speak about why awareness matters. He has emphasized that ALS research remains underfunded, that families often feel overwhelmed and unsupported, and that time is the most precious and limited resource for those diagnosed. There is also a painful irony in the fact that Eric recently portrayed a character with ALS on television. The role blurred the line between fiction and reality in a way few actors ever experience. For viewers, it was haunting. For Eric, it was deeply personal. That performance now stands as one of the most powerful and heartbreaking moments of his career. Patrick Dempsey's update was not filled with dramatic language or sensational emotion. Instead, it was quiet, honest, and deeply respectful. He made it clear that Eric's story is not about tragedy for entertainment's sake. It is about dignity, humanity, and the lived reality of facing a terminal illness. He also emphasized that while fans may hope for updates, appearances, or miraculous news, the focus must remain on Eric's comfort, health, and family. ALS does not offer easy victories or sudden turnarounds. What it offers are moments of clarity, connection, and meaning, and those moments are what Eric is holding on to. For many fans, this update has permanently changed how they see Eric Dane. He is no longer just a television icon or a former heartthrob. He has become a symbol of resilience, honesty, and quiet strength in the face of something unimaginably cruel. His willingness to share his journey has reshaped public understanding of ALS and reminded people how fragile life truly is. As the disease continues to progress, there are no easy answers, no clear timeline, no guaranteed treatments, and no promises. What remains is Eric Dane's courage, the love of his family, the loyalty of friends like Patrick Dempsey, and the support of millions of fans watching this unfold with heavy hearts. This is a difficult story to hear, but it is an important one. It reminds us that behind every celebrity headline is a real person facing real pain. Eric Dane's ALS battle is not just about loss, it is about honesty, awareness, and the strength it takes to keep going when everything feels uncertain. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.